Well, hey y'all, it's me. Um, so we just left Chesterfield. Um, was it Surgical Center?
Yeah.
And my doctor, my surgeon, Dr. Whitlow, I was supposed to have an injection on each side of my neck to test to see if I could get an ablation done so that would burn the nerves of my neck so that I would no longer feel the excruciating pain and the constant, never-ending headaches. I was very much looking forward to today. I waited 5 weeks for this appointment, paid $250 to walk in the door. And then they tell me, oh, sorry, we can't do it today because we didn't tell you not to take your blood thinner for however many days. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, what? Why was nobody told me? Nobody called me? Nothing. And, so the nurse was like, okay, well, let me get Dr. Whitlow. Brian Whitlow. And, he came in, like, kind of like in a mood. I don't know what the hell, because usually he's a really nice guy. But, I was standing up because my back always hurts. You guys know all my back issues and all my stuff, right? And I was standing up with my hands on my back, and I don't know. He's like, and I was like, I was upset, obviously, because we drove, 80-something miles to be up here. Our daughter is being admitted into the hospital again for DKA as we speak. And that is really where I'd rather be. And instead of him making sure that his office staff does their job, he was exceptionally rude, condescending, talked to me as though I were a child, and this dude is at least 10 years younger than me. And he spoke down to me in a way that, oh, guys, you know me. It was really hard. So anyway, he walks in the door, and I was like, no, this is not cool. This is not okay. And he's like, well, are we going to have a calm conversation, or are you going to be aggressive? And I went, my back hurts. That's why I'm standing like this. And it kind of irritated me because he came in kind of hot, And I was like, this is not okay. What the hell? All this stuff happening. And he's like, you don't need to be raising your voice and yelling. I'm talking to him like I am talking to you, passionately, calmly, not really raising my voice.
I didn't hear you in the waiting room.
Nobody heard me in the waiting room. My husband was right there. He was in the waiting room. And nobody heard me. He was just being kind of a jerk. And I was like, look, dude, this is me calm. I can get loud. Okay, I'm choosing not to. So, you just need to chill. And he just kept being really condescending and snotty. And I was like, you're acting like this is a me problem. This is not a me problem. I am upset. I was really, really looking forward to today because it was the only hope I had of having a little bit less pain. Okay? And he doesn't fucking care about that. He doesn't care that his office staff did this and it's their fault. I got not one fucking apology. No, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. They dropped the ball. It's on us. Nothing. And I'm just like, whoa. So he's like, my suggestion to him was that I shouldn't have to pay because it was their fault, not mine. Bill took the day off to be here to drive me because I can't drive myself after this procedure. Plus, I can't drive that far by myself anyway. And the fact that we drove this far and it's their fucking fault that we had to come back. And of course, that inspired more snottiness, And whenever I inquired about maybe he could look into getting, privileges at a local, surgery center, more to where, he has a lot of patients down there, okay? And that was also met with condescension and rudeness. So yeah, if y'all are out there looking for a pain doctor and you want to be treated with respect and not be jerked around and be cared about and actually get somebody to give a fuck about your time and your pain and what you're dealing with, because I told him about our daughter. Nothing, not an apology, nothing. Not like, oh my gosh, not like an apology, but like, oh my god, that's awful. I'm sorry. That's a lot you're going through, whatever. And this didn't help, you know what? Nothing. Am I crazy, you guys? Am I crazy? Am I the idiot here? Like, I did not raise my voice. I did not make a scene. I did slap the counter once whenever I went out and because I said I want my money back now. And then I was crying very, very hard. And so I asked Bill to stay there and, wait for the refund while I went and sobbed and screamed in the car. Because I hate crying in public. So, anyway, y'all. Am I crazy? He made me feel crazy.